What's up guys, I'm Mr. Audio, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how many layers of guitar I have in a certain particular track. And when I made this track, I wanted to see how many different times I could use the guitar without it sounding muddy, for lack of a better term. I wanted to create many of the elements that you heard with a guitar and see how many times I could warp it into something else or something different. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's just check it out. So the track starts out with an acoustic guitar and it sounds like this. And then there are these two guitar tracks that come in. And that all sounds like this. And as you can see, I go into the verse and a lot of the information kind of drops out so you can hear the vocals better. So those two guitars you heard carry it pretty much up to the chorus, where I drop out everything else and I have more of like effect guitars playing. Let's listen to them real quick. And as you can see, there's just some effects. I'll show you. There's one of them. Here's another. Here's another. And another. And another. And as you can see, all of those little elements add a crazy cool like bed of instruments for the vocals to just sit on top of. Now there's also a lead guitar that's playing. Let me show you. It's got a lot of effects on it, so I kind of want it washed out in this part because there's just vocals and this going on. And so now let's unsolo everything else, and you can see what it sounds like. Look at me, I'm falling apart. And can't you see I don't know where to start? And as you can see, the music is really thick there, but there's no drums, no bass, just vocals and those effect guitars. Now let's move on because it gets even cooler. So after that, some electric guitars come in doing like the wah, 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 wah pattern. Let's check that out. And then an acoustic guitar comes in. So let's play all that together now. Wherever you go, maybe you'll find your soul. Maybe it's time you ought to know. Look at me, I've said I'll fall apart alone instead. For this world, it's time to make amends. And I forgot to mention that those effect guitars come in when the acoustic guitar comes in that second verse part, right here. This world, it's time to make amends. And then as you can hear, I slowly bring those electric guitars coming back in with that little stutter effect of bup, 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 bup. And then it goes into this chorus where I've got really big guitars and there's also a lead guitar. Here's the lead. Bunch of effects. There's 3 of them going on right now. There's this one. There's this one. And then there's that washed out one right here. Now let's find those big guitars. So this guitar stack, look at this. It's absolutely massive. I have all of these going to the left, right? And they all sound a little different. So now let's listen to them individually. And that's all just happening on the left side. Now let's check out what's happening on the right side. But I got a secret. I have something happening in the middle to really drive that mono mix forward as well. So here's what's happening on the right side. There's that one. And then there's this one. A more clean version. So those two sound like this. Now, if I add the left in, it sounds really full. And as you can see, there's different strumming patterns on each side. It really adds to the ambience of the whole mix. Now, what do I have playing in the center, you might ask? Well, let's check it out. So these two tracks leaving in the center. Let's listen to them individually. As you can see, that one's a bit darker. And that one's a little less muddy than the other one. But all of those together sound like this. All of the tracks, the left, center, and right, sound like this. And those are all playing at the same time as this lead here, right? And the bed of guitars that we have here as well. Let's check out what all those guitars sound like together. Now obviously there's vocals playing, so I can't have these leads playing over the vocals too loud, and that's why you see this volume increase right here. So let's play everything together in the whole mix. As you can see, the mix sounds great. It's not too muddy, there's not too much going on. It's all just kind of adding little pieces to the overall mix. Now after the vocals in the chorus, there's a big jump in volume for the lead guitars right here. That's right here. And this is like a lead into the solo. You can hear there's a lot of filtering going on. And as you can see, there are two guitar solos playing at the same time. I mean, there's not two guitar solos, but two guitar tracks that make up the solo. So here's one. Kind of a slightly distorted, filtered guitar. And then here's the other. I would call that one more washed out and moving. And as you can see, these guitars are playing most of the entire rest of the song. There might be a few dropouts in certain areas, but mainly they're all playing together at certain times. There's this one part where the bed of guitars, where the effects just kind of get a little bit louder. And that's right here. I'll play it with the rest of the mix. Look at me, I'm falling apart. And can't you see I don't know where to start? So you can have just an absolute crap ton of guitars playing all at the same time in your production, as long as it's not too much. As you can see on the left side, I have 6 guitars playing, but it's the same performance. They're all just adding different effects to it. On the right side, I've got 2. The center, I've got 2. And then on that bed of guitars where they're all adding effects, I'm just playing notes that are already being played in the power chords that I'm playing in the rest of the track. So to be honest with you, they're all playing the same thing, really. I'm just using them for different purposes. But just make sure if you want to have a strong left side, right side, and center, that all three of those performances are the same. So all the left performances are the same, all the right performances are the same, and the center is also the same. So you can have three separate performances, but make sure the left is the same as the left, and the right is the same as the right, and the center is the same as the other center. Anyway, that's the video, guys. I just want to show you how many layers of guitar you could actually use in production without it sounding like there's too much going on. I'll see you in the next one. Mr. Audio, out.